Hello, hello, hello. Hi, friends. How are you? I hope you enjoyed the last podcast episode on staying consistent till the month ends, which is this week. But we're still focusing on quotes, and I hope you learned something from Hold the Vision and Trust the Process. A lot of times we want to run and expect things to happen in that moment, or we just don't. I think there's also beauty in the process. Like, you get to enjoy something so much more when you experience certain things. In my opinion, it could be different for different people. Anyway, welcome to Conversations with Kanyamozi. My name is Lisa Kanyamozi, the host of the podcast, and I talk about everything, anything under the sun, a couple of themes here and there, a couple of seasons. But and this month for the month of April, I decided to focus on quotes in particular, and quotes that have impacted me, quotes that I think about every single day, quotes that I repeat to myself, quotes that play a role in the life that I want to live and the life that I've created for myself. Another quote that I honestly thought, of all the tattoos I'd get on my body, it would be one of them, is a quote by Audre Lorde: "Your silence will not protect you." Period. Like, I think I can just end the podcast episode here, if that makes any sense. But honestly, your silence will not protect you. It can't, it shan't, it won't. Now, I came across this quote when I had started to identify as a feminist, and I started to vocalize a lot of the issues that I felt needed amplifying and needed a voice to and needed awareness on. A lot of the times we think that being silent or being coy or being complacent with situations sort of like makes us invincible to the situation. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't speak up on something, it's going to continue repeating itself. It's going to affect you even more. It's not going to go away, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to explain it in let's do three situations. So the first one, I'm a community organizer. I am a feminist, and I do work for women and minority groups, right? And in that context, your silence will not protect you is the more we are quiet about oppression and the patriarchy and systems that continue to oppress us as persons, the more they get to do their thing, and this goes from, if we forget about how people want us to dress, how people want us to act, how people want us to be, then they can always push you down with the thought process that they think if you're silent about your pain, it's a Zola quote. If you're silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say you liked it. And I've paraphrased, I'm not giving you the exact one. But if you don't speak up about, for example, rape, sexual violence, gender-based violence, if you don't speak about, for in Uganda currently, they are tabling an anti-homosexual bill that is going, you people in this country think it's going to harm only a certain group of people, but you do not know the trickle effect it's going to do on us. But also just the thought process that the government is going to use, a secular government is going to use religious reasoning to criminalize people's life. If we don't start yelling, if you don't start talking, if people were silent about what the government is choosing to do, it would have been passed yesterday. And there's so many people that are going to die on the basis of the government has made a decision. The government has made a choice, and we must respect it. Yeah. If we talk about friendships, actually, let me do four. I like talking. If we talk about friendships, for example, your silence will not protect you goes as far as, if someone is hurting you, harming you, you feel like you're being used, you feel like they've crossed a boundary and hurt you, if you don't tell someone, they're not a mind reader, and they actually will not change something that they've not been called out on because you have not addressed it. So I know that a lot of people will say, I'm not confrontational, I hate confrontation. Friend, you're going to stay in that discomfort, because as long as you've not made it known to Lisa that Lisa, when you do A, B, C, and D, does it does XYZ to me, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop it, because I do not know. I have no idea. So it does not protect your feelings or your emotions. Let's talk about romantic relationships. If you don't discuss how certain actions of your partner affect you, if you're just complacent, if you're just sitting there and just hoping that because you're now in a mood, someone's going to understand that yesterday when they were hugging X person, like they are probably in cohorts with each other, it pisses you off. That doesn't change. But when you address something and then you can fully know this person cares to change the action, or they actually don't care, and now it's my honest to decide what's the next step for the relationship. And finally, when it comes to like work situations, now I know a lot of us have been raised in a society that's very just be grateful that you have a job, but then you have a job that crosses your boundaries, and boundaries in terms of, I personally, even with my businesses, if it's past 10 p.m, I'm not going to respond to you, because you know what, Only is going to burn down if I respond at 7 a.m. tomorrow, and neither is Yambi, and neither is my employer. Like, you're not going to go and fire me because I didn't respond I'm not the job. My JD, my job description does not require me to be available 24/7, right? So placing your boundaries, this is a rest day, I'm not going to be part. I'm just not. Like, I don't know, my supervisor was telling me how, like, I can include another hour. I'm like, I don't know. Do you include another $50? Like, overtime. No, hers was valid though. But if anyone gives me work that wasn't in the week, you get, and you want me to do it, I can include more money for me, or can you wait till Monday, because I'm going to do it on Monday in the hours that you slated to pay me for. And that's just one thing about me. Like, and also it comes from a place of, I have worked for 6 years. It's my 6th year in employment, so I feel like I have rapport. I know I have rapport. Not even I know I have rapport. But also in terms of pay, a lot of people are so scared to speak about how they pay and how they earn, even if the person sitting next to you doing the same exact job is getting like 500,000 more. And guys, 500,000 more is a lot of money if you're doing the same job with someone. But because, oh my god, what are they gonna think? Will I be ungrateful? Even when you're going for a job interview, my geez, one thing I do is, and it's a pro tip. Always, if you know that for this job you want to receive 1.5, set 2 million, because if you receive 2 million, is that a bad thing? No, it's not. But then if they double down, it's probably going to be 1.6, which is higher than what you had anticipated. But also, just in the thought process, your silence will not protect you in our workspace. If you don't communicate discomfort, if you do not communicate the crossing of boundaries, if you do not communicate how much you would like to be paid, if you do not communicate that this workload and this pay does not make sense, my friend, one thing about capitalists, they're going to have a field day using you, so have a field day benefiting from them. And that is my scene. As you go about your week, as you go about the rest of the year, as you get into the second quarter, your silence will not protect you. So be mindful of that situation and just remember it consistently and constantly, and know that, friend, it's you first. And you have the responsibility to speak for yourself. You have the responsibility to be a voice for your wants and your needs. And don't put yourself in a place where you are harming yourself. Thank you so much for listening to Conversations with Kanyamozi. My name is Lisa Kanyamozi, your body. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. That's Instagram for Conversations with Kanyamozi. You can also subscribe to us and put a little notification so you know when something new has come up. Once again, it's KWK. Bye-bye. Comes to my career, when it comes to where I want my life to be, guys, every little piece I am trusting the process to actualize in my life, and I am so grateful that I get to do this. I get to do this life thing like every single day. Like, I get to work, like, even in the difficulties, even in the challenges, even when things are so hard, even when I'm crying and breaking down because A, B, C, and D hasn't worked in my favor, I know with all of me that it's possible for me to actualize my vision. So if you leave here with anything at all, just a reminder, hold the vision and trust the process. Thank you so much for listening to Conversations with Kanyamozi. My name is Lisa Kanyamozi Rabwani, and I love speaking. So go ahead and follow us on our social media. Subscribe to our podcast. We are coming to Apple Podcast next month, and I'm so excited because that's the one I use. And so being able to see my face there, fun times. But I'm really looking forward to us chit-chatting in terms of that. Thank you so much for listening in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and follow our pages. Bye-bye.